Hello everyone, welcome to Venom Guidance. This is Anuja Sharma and this is the second video on regulation of gene expression in prokaryotes, and in this video I'll talk about the lac operon. Now before I start this video, I request you to please subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. So let's get started. What is lac operon? Lac operon is an operon or group of genes which control the expression of genes encoding enzymes, and these enzymes are required for uptake and metabolism of lactose. Now lac operon is negatively controlled inducible operon. If you've seen the last video, you must know about the negative control mechanism and inducible operon system. Now let's talk about the structure of lac operon. Now, lac operon consists of three structural genes, and these three structural genes are transcribed as a single mRNA. Now the three genes are LAC-Z, LAC-Y and LAC-A. Now if you look at this picture, you can see the Z gene is present next to the operator and it encodes the enzyme beta galactosidase. Now beta galactosidase enzyme has two functions. The first one is that it breaks down lactose into glucose and galactose, and the other function is that the beta galactosidase also convert lactose into allolactose, which is an isomer of lactose and is an inducer for the lac operon. Now the second enzyme is beta galactoside permease, and it is encoded by the gene Y. Now this enzyme is required for the transport of lactose into the cell. Third and the last of the structural genes is gene A, and it encodes enzyme beta galactoside transacetylase. The function of beta galactoside transacetylase is to modify the toxic galactosides so that they can be removed from the cell. Now besides the structural genes, lac operon also contains three regulatory DNA sequences which control the expression of these structural genes. These are promoter, CAP-CRP site and operator. CAP stands for catabolite activator protein, and since catabolite activator protein binds to CAMP, it is also known as CAMP receptor proteins. Promoter is the binding site of the RNA polymerase, and the affinity with which the RNA polymerase binds to the promoter, it depends on the specific base pair sequences of the promoter. So a strong promoter means that RNA polymerase has high binding affinity, and a weak promoter means that RNA polymerase has a low binding affinity. And a strong promoter is a must for efficient transcription process. The second one is CAP binding site. Now, CAP binding site is a positive regulatory site for catabolite activator protein, and presence of catabolite activator protein at its regulatory site is required for the stable binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter. The third one is operator. The operator is the negative regulatory site and is the binding site for lac repressor protein. The operator is always contiguous with the structural genes whose expression it regulates. The operator also overlaps with the promoter. So when the lac repressor is bound to the operator, RNA polymerase cannot bind to the promoter. Also, in the initial lac operon model given by Jacob and Monod, the lac operon contained only a single operator, which is now designated as O1. Two additional operators known as O2 and O3 were discovered later on. An efficient repression of lac operon requires the binding of repressor to the major operator, which is O1, and at least one of the minor operators, while the maximum repression requires the binding of repressor to all the three operators. Now the question arises, when is lac operon expressed? So lac operon is only expressed when two conditions are met. The first one is lactose is available, and the second one is glucose is unavailable. And there are two regulatory proteins which are involved in the expression of lac operon. The first one is catabolite activator protein or CAMP receptor protein, and the second one is lac repressor. Now these proteins bind to different regions of lac operon, like CAP binds to the CAP site located upstream the promoter, and lac repressor binds to the operator located downstream to the promoter to regulate the transcription process. And activity of these two enzymes is dependent on lactose and glucose levels. The activity of CAP protein is dependent on glucose, while that of the lac repressor is dependent on presence of lactose. Lac repressor protein is encoded by the regulatory gene LAC-I, And LAC-I gene has its own promoter and control mechanism for its expression. And unlike other operons, the regulator gene I of lac operon is contiguous with the operon. Now, what happens when when lactose is absent or is present in a very low amount? The lac repressor is produced and it's present in its active form. And this lac repressor binds tightly to the operator. And since the promoter and operator sites are overlapping, the binding of lac repressor to the operator prevents the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter. So there is no transcription of the three structural genes. And the lac operon is negatively induced operon. It is usually present in repressed state. That means that repressor is bound to the operator and it is only expressed in the presence of inducer. One important thing to remember, and that is that a few molecules of these three structural gene products, that is the enzymes, all the three enzymes, they are synthesized even in uninduced state. Even when the lac operon is not being expressed, even then these three enzymes are produced in a very little quantity. So this provides a little background enzyme activity at all the time. And this little enzyme activity is important during the expression of lac operon. Why? Because beta galactosidase enzyme is required for the conversion of lactose to allolactose, which acts as an inducer and is required for expression of lac operon when lactose is present. Now the second condition is when lactose is present. See, when lactose is present, the allolactose, which is an isomer of lactose, that is produced by the activity of beta galactosidase enzyme, and this allolactose binds to the lac repressor, and lac repressor becomes inactive and is incapable of binding to the operator site. Now since the lac repressor is not present at the operator site, RNA polymerase binds to the promoter and initiates transcription of the structural genes of the operon. So allolactose basically acts as an inducer which is a small molecule that triggers the expression of gene or operon. And so the lac operon is an inducible operon, as it is usually turned off and is turned on the presence of a inducer. RNA polymerase, although it's bound to the promoter, the binding is not stable, and RNA polymerase keeps detaching itself from the promoter. So the expression of lac operon is not efficient. For the stable binding of RNA polymerase to promoter, the presence of another regulatory protein, which is the CAP, at its binding site in the lac promoter is essential. And binding of CAP to its binding site is mediated by a small effector molecule known as cyclic AMP or CAMP. And CAMP binds to CAP and it changes the CAP protein to its active form, which is now able to bind to the CAP site on the promoter. So when the CAP-CAMP complex binds to the CAP site, it stimulates RNA polymerase binding to the promoter and ensures high level of transcription. Also, this CAMP levels in the cell, these are regulated by the concentration of glucose in the cell. Now, glucose has its own mechanism where it prevents the induction of operons, controlling enzymes involved in carbohydrate catabolism like lac operon or arabinose operon, and this mechanism is known as catabolite repression. So this catabolite repression, it makes sure that when glucose is present along with other sugars, glucose is always metabolized first and then any other sugar can be metabolized. Now catabolite repression is mediated by a regulatory protein, which is CAP, catabolite activator protein, and a small effector molecule, cyclic AMP or CAMP. And as we've already discussed, CAP is regulated by CAMP. So when CAMP binds to CAP, it forms a CAP-CAMP complex, which can then bind to the CAP site on the promoter, and this promotes the binding of RNA polymerase to the promoter and initiates transcription process. And we've also talked about that intracellular CAMP concentration is regulated by the presence or absence of glucose. See, glucose prevents the activation of an enzyme, which is adenylate cyclase. And this enzyme is required because it catalyzes the formation of CAMP from ATP. So CAP is only active when glucose levels are really low, because when glucose levels are low, CAMP levels are high, or when glucose is absent, CAMP levels are high. So the lac operon can only be transcribed at high levels when glucose is absent. So it doesn't matter whether lactose is present or not. Absence of glucose is also required along with the presence of lactose. So this basically gives us two scenarios. The first one is when glucose and lactose both are present. When both are present, Allolactose, which is the inducer, it binds to the repressor, and lac repressor becomes inactive and is incapable of binding to the operator. So RNA polymerase can bind to the promoter and initiates transcription. But high level of glucose is present, so which leads to low intracellular concentration of CAMP. And in the absence of CAMP, the CAMP complex cannot be formed. CAP alone cannot bind to the lac promoter, and this prevents the efficient binding of RNA polymerase to the lac promoter in the absence of bound CAP-CMP complex. So the transcript, there is some amount of transcription, but it's not efficient. And the next scenario is when glucose is absent and lactose is present. Since the glucose is absent, high intracellular concentration of CAMP are now present. So CAP-CAMP complex can be formed and it can bind to the lac promoter. And when this complex binds to the lac promoter, this bends the DNA at the promoter, and this bending leads to a more open site for RNA polymerase binding. So in this situation, lac operon operates at a full efficiency. So that's it in this video. We'll talk about the mutation in lac operon in the next video, and if you have any queries or suggestions, you can leave them in the comments. Thank you.